Hello everybody, hope you're doing fine. Evan Ghost Games here, with my brief impressions on the Thaumaturge demo. The Thaumaturge is presented as a story-rich and story-driven RPG, isometric in view and with turn-based combat. It's from Fool's Theory, a Polish developer known for 7, also working on The Witcher remake in the Unreal Engine 5. They also did project support for Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. It's published by the Polish 11-bit studios. Among others, they brought us Frostpunk and This War of Mine. I've tried the game demo, containing what it feels like the prologue of the game. The release date is the 5th of December 2023, about a month from the moment I'm publishing this video, so this demo is probably pretty close to the game's release date. In the Thaumaturge you are Viktor Szulski, a man with the ability and curse to see and communicate with his Salutors, what I can describe as spirits or demons who are attracted by people's heavy faults in their character. Your supernatural gift also makes you capable of feeling strong emotions left on objects by persons, helping you in your investigations. This gift seems to run in the family, as you got it from your father, a man with whom you have a difficult relationship. You also have a sister. She doesn't have the gift and sends you telegrams from Warsaw, worried about your health and your decisions in life. You are sick and looking for the help of a notorious and controversial healer, Rasputin. The game is set in 1905, when Poland was still under the Russian Empire, but political and social tensions are shown to be on the rise. The demo is set in a village in Transcaucasia and ends when you reach Warsaw. From dialogue, missives or newspapers articles, you are informed on how different cultures find coexistence difficult. There are also clear hints at how history repeats itself. The narrative of the game seems to be centered around your investigations as a thaumaturge. You find problems, or those find you, and you strive to solve them through your supernatural intuition and gifts. In the demo, you are limited to a village where simple folk are aggravated by poverty, superstition, and violence. To not spoil the prologue for you, I'll just say those problems are not completely natural, so to speak, and you'll have a role in investigating them. You'll encounter an historical and controversial figure, Rasputin, who'll accompany you through this first part of the story, helping you but also making sure you owe him. Will you trust him or not? The progression system is tied to thaumaturgy points you'll spend on your skill tree. The tree is divided in 4 branches called dimensions: heart, deed, word, and mind, all with different perks and salutors you can tame and bind to your service, increasing your abilities in that specific branch. Sometimes in dialogues you'll have certain options locked to you, unless you have a minimum score in that specific branch. A big chunk of gameplay revolves around investigating, making this game a lot like a supernatural detective game. You encounter a situation and wander around being nosy, talking to people and gathering clues from objects lying around. From those you'll make observations, and after enough of them you'll draw conclusions. Conclusions will progress the quest and the main story. Some observations and dialogue choices will be locked if you don't have enough points in a dimension. Also, dialogue options may be blocked until you found out enough about that particular matter. Combat at first glance looks like a card game, but that's not true. It's just the skill icons that look like cards. You have combat skills, both personal and given by the Salutors you tamed. You develop them, adding bonuses. During combat, aside from HP and focus, you have a turn bar. HPs are pretty much what you think, and focus is not really used by Viktor in the demo. You just deplete it on your enemies to bring them in a stun state. The most interesting part is the turn bar. Different skills require different times to be performed, and your supernatural intuition will give you insight on your enemies' moves. This leads to a series of tactical choices to be made, seemingly easy at first, but I managed to actually lose my first fight against the Salutor. This is a demo, but the game is pretty close to release, so I'll nitpick a bit. Nothing on this is game-breaking or immersion-breaking for me. Sometimes, the subtitles don't exactly match the VO line, and lip-sync may be incorrect. When you change areas or reload, textures will take a second or two to load, and I have a pretty beefy machine, so probably it's the game not being really optimized yet. When you click around to move, the mouse pointer leaves a kind of red mist that sometimes makes finding clues confusing, having them red particles floating around too. Sometimes you find a clue and can't make an observation out of it because you don't have enough in that dimension. While the game helpfully marks the object in the area and in the map, I wish it also showed which dimension you needed to develop the proper one and come back later. This game has a lot of potential. In the end, it will all be put to the test at release. If the story will be compelling enough, the RPG elements like choices and consequences will be present and meaningful, and if character development and combat will be deep enough, it can be a solid and fun supernatural detective game. To bring this to a close, I hope you enjoyed this little insight into the Thaumaturge. Please participate in all the usual YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. It helps me immensely. Nonetheless, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your taking the time to watch my videos. Have a good one.